Hello and welcome back to Cynthia's Conversation. Today's topic is a viewer request, but first let me introduce my panel. On my right hand I have my beautiful friend Amaka, and on my left I have my beautiful friend Yvonne. Ladies, this was from an inbox. Someone sent this through my inbox, but I'm just going to read and then we'll take it from there. It's a bit long, but please guys bear with me. Okay, let's go. He said I feel pity for my husband. That was the title. And then he said, please hide my ID. I got married in 2008 and I have 4 children together. But my problem is my husband is not the biological father of my children. And the whole thing is affecting me physically. Each time I look at my husband, I always feel pity for him. My conscience has been troubling me for ages. I have no peace of mind. I was planning on how to confess to him before I make my doom. My ex-boyfriend, who is the father of my children, is threatening me to give him his children since his wife unable to conceive for him. He asked me to explain things to my husband before he exposed it himself. I love my husband so much and I don't want to hurt him. I was carried away by my ex's sexual performances. He is more romantic than my husband. Not that my husband is impotent, but he is small dick and he's not handsome. So I was securing the future of my children. I want them to look like my ex because he is handsome. My selfishness have landed me in trouble. I don't know how to face the world, especially my husband. How can I tell him that my children are not his kids? How can I tell everybody this ugly incident? I feel like committing suicide because I can't bear this shame. Please don't mock me or insult me. All I need is a mature advice, please. Yvonne.
Okay, this is the situation. I think I'm happy she used the word that she was being selfish, because that was being selfish. I think I was trying to understand the meaning, I mean the reason. She said you did that because you wanted your kids to look like. So I think the question is, why did you marry the husband that you're with in the first place? If you wanted to have kids that look like your boyfriend, why did you marry your husband, ex-boyfriend, sorry. Why did you marry this man, you know? There's no two ways out of it, because one, you also have the other guy wants his children as well. You just have to now think of how you will arrange to actually expose this. And there's no way out now. And I personally would not, yes, it's going to be a big blowout. You know, you'll be insulted, you might probably be asked to leave the house or whatever. I would advise you to actually make your plans as in to leave, and then break the news and then just leave, because, you know, and just take whatever consequences come your way, because at the end of the day, I think whatever happens, you have to understand that your children still need you in their life. So you cannot be, you were selfish in everything you do. Don't be selfish to death. Don't be selfish, because the selfishness of thinking of committing suicide is now you being selfish, not just even to the 2 men involved, but to the children. So swallow it up and be a big girl and take the consequences. But what I probably would advise you to do is put things in place. Gather your stuff, make arrangements as to where you want to go. Sit down with your husband and explain what the situation is. And the sooner you do it, the better, because at the end of it, don't forget that this man is still taking care of these children, thinking they are his. You know, it's going to be really, really painful, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's what I would advise you to do. But please, suicide should be out of the equation, because you are now being selfish to your own children.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say.
Amaka, what do you?
I mean, I totally agree with everything Ebele, Yvonne has said. Like that part of being selfish, yeah, the extreme selfishness that you perform is if you try and commit suicide. Like she said, you have your children, and they are your children, so you have to think of your children. And what we see, one thing I picked from that, I don't even know if it's even being selfish. Why, like you said, you love your husband, but you didn't want to have children from him because he's not good looking and he has a small willy. So why did you leave your ex-boyfriend? So if he's good looking, he's romantic, he has a big willy,
Maybe.
and you left him, is it that he, no, is it because of money? You say you're trying to secure your children's future because you want good looking children. I don't know. I think, you know.
I think, do you know what? Let me just say something. I think that we need more. I think there's more to the story. It's possible that the husband is financially secure.
Yeah.
And went for him purely for that because, you know, she
And
talks
which is
about this
unfortunate.
security.
Yeah.
And then, because if the other guy was so good, you should be talking about marrying him. Maybe that guy hasn't got enough to offer her, which is why it's like she wants to eat her cake and have it.
Unfortunately, that's
You
that's,
know,
that's the
so maybe
selfishness.
so maybe the husband is there for the financial security, but then when it comes to the physical intimacy, the boyfriend is trumps.
Okay, have you guys finished?
Yeah.
Let me address the suicide part of it.
Yeah.
If you were brave enough to go to have one child, second child, third child, and the fourth one out of your marriage, you should be able to sit firm and stand your ground and face the consequence of your action, because we are old enough for you to have kids. I would say you are not underage, so mentally you know exactly what you were doing. How long did you think the secret was going to be buried for when you have 4 kids? Number one, regardless of whether the man have children elsewhere or didn't have children elsewhere, but how long did you honestly think you were going to keep this secret for this man? That's one side. And now that you know that the secret is about to come out, then you think you want to take the easy way out and then take your own life. What about the 4 children that you are going to live in the midst of this mess? Because like you rightly said in that message, that your selfishness, now you even taking the selfishness one step further. That's what you are about to do. Okay? And then let me go back and tell you how this is going to play out. This is going to play out whether you want us here not to insult you. We don't have any right to insult you. This is just our opinion. And you don't have the right to take it. Okay, we are just telling you our opinion, and I tell you how it's going to play out. You are going to sit and listen to every insult that comes out of this, and you will take it. True. That's how it's going to happen. So you already know that nobody is going to praise you and say, nobody is going to clap for you. Not even your children is going to clap for you. Not even your family member is going. Not your best friend is going to clap for you.
Not even the ex-boyfriend.
Not just the same ex-boyfriend is going to clap for you. At some point, you're going to have to be alone and then reflect on what you have done. While you are talking about your feeling, how you want to kill yourself, think about the man that have raised these 4 kids, that his life is about to come crashing. Don't be selfish. You get what I mean? Truth needs to be told. Whether it's a woman, whether it's a man, as long as I sit in this table, I will say it the way I see it. It might not be your cup of tea. But my darling sister, suicide is the easiest way and the selfish way. You know, it's not you.
That's a cowardly way out.
It's not you that is going to pay the consequence of what you are doing. It's the people that you are leaving behind that is going to. So in this case, you are going to first of all sit your husband down and tell him. And I tell you, majority of men will be broken. Yeah. Because you have literally crushed this man. Not just crushed, down 6 feet below. His life is about to come crashing. And then he has to now go and face his own family. To go and explain that since 2008 to 2021, how many years is
4
that?
children.
And then you are, think about all that. And then your so-called ex, who is this sex machine and this and this, if you two have this thing going on with you people, why did you people live a separate life? Now for Coco pack together
exactly.
Now, and then continue your.
And why wasn't even he involved? Because if the boyfriend knew, why is he now telling me that for all these years he's not been involved in the upbringing of the children?
That's the thing now.
Yeah. And now he wants to.
And then he now wants to come and do something that somebody has taken. If I am your husband, I would not even give those children to him, because at the end of the day,
because that's the least that they know.
He didn't do anything.
But did you ladies? We had the same thing this week on Instagram when a judge in Delta State, a judge, a sitting judge, find out that his 3 kids were not his
His own. I mean, what is wrong with you people?
You see what I mean?
What is wrong with you people?
I agree when somebody says men, as much as we will say men and this, men and this. Men doesn't come back and bring children that they are not yours. Yeah, you get what I mean?
Exactly.
But why do we see the need to do this? Okay, first time is okay. You know, second time, yeah.
No, she didn't say it was a mistake. Maybe she wanted 4 children, but she wanted 4 good-looking children. What is that? What is that? What is good looking? Do you understand what is good looking?
You could have 4 good looking children and they will be the scum of the earth.
Is that beauty is in the eye? So you're telling me that you said that the man you married, you go to bed every single night with this man and you say he's ugly.
You say he's ugly.
Then you go and sleep with another person.
And you say what the hell are you doing?
So that you have good looking children.
And we should not resort out.
And then wait, how do you know your children are good looking? Because they're your children. If you have sons and your son marries and your son comes and tells you that all the people that you've been calling grandchildren are not your grandchildren because his wife has gone outside that wants a better looking man, maybe a yellow half-caste man. He wants half-caste children.
And then what will you do?
What will you do?
What will you tell your child?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't understand.
You don't want insult. You're going to get insult. I will not, because you rightfully know that what you did was wrong. 4 children.
Unforgivable.
Yeah.
And your reason, if it was that your husband couldn't have children,
that's a different story.
You know, some people actually, because I know some people that the husbands do.
Yeah.
And they now tell me that the man's wife, your ex-boyfriend's wife, doesn't have children. That which is why he has. Even that man said too. In fact, the two of them, is your person actually people I feel sorry for is your husband and your children. Because those children, that's the man they've known all that, and then you want to take that away from them.
Yeah.
And you
want to take that away from them.
There's one part of it that she's not even seeing. That we've said everything, but there's one part she's not even thinking about. Every man in life wants to leave a legacy. This guy is living in a bubble. And time is not always on his side. Yes, more women than men. This man now, where is he going to start from? To start looking for another woman to build a family, just so that he can leave his name for when he goes. Because you're looking at yourself. You're not thinking that, especially now that we have COVID, what if that man dies tomorrow? He hasn't left a child for his family.
To be honest, if I was the man, the father of these kids, I will sue that man that wants these children. The bill that I will bring for the
exactly.
No, this matter is not like you said it now, but I'm just flipping the coin, so I have answered your question a little bit. Yeah. But I'm flipping the coins that if I was in that man's shoes, after I'm bringing up these children and then you now come back and say, my dear, buckle up, because this is going to be a bumpy ride. That high court, that I will make sure in the end, even if they were your biological children, they will still carry that my name.
Exactly.
And you will lose every single thing. Every single thing.
And if that was my son that it happened to, the same thing I would do to that woman. I will make sure she walk away with nothing.
Not even the children.
Nothing. Those kids, as far as I'm concerned, we have brought them up. They have my son's surname. They will keep that name.
Okay, wait. And the thing is, how do you even... In the birth certificate is my your husband's name. That other man has no right.
Let him come and
come and do DNA. Yeah. In the birth certificate, whose name is it there?
I just don't.
You can't even win, because in the court, okay, you say you're the father. You need to give evidence. What have you done for the upkeep?
I will bring my bill now.
If you will get, because and that man can't.
But you and the man will follow each other.
Forget about the financial. What about the emotional? What about the sleeplessness? This guy carried these children. He cleaned their poo. The stress, they were sick. He was in hospital.
School runs.
You can't quantify that in money.
Yeah.
This lazy man has come and said, and then he said, in fact, the man's family, your ex-boyfriend's family, even they said we want to come and prove that those are his children. Even his wife, current ex-boyfriend's wife, since she says she can't have children, Even me, if I'm the ex, I'll tell you to go and do DNA.
Exactly.
To make sure that you say you claim that they're my husband's children.
Maybe it's not even that other one. No,
Exactly.
Who know how?
Exactly.
Well, you know, maybe there's another fine boy in the corner that you were hiding. I just don't get it. You know, sometimes you just look at things and say, how?
But do you know what? If he's not having children with the other one, even if it's the fact that it's these children are his, people keep forgetting. I don't know why people keep forgetting. We say all the prayers in the world. We don't remember that spirituality comes back and bites us in the ass.
Exactly.
Because if that guy has done all he did, how are you sure that that's not God's way of punishing him, and that's why his wife cannot give him a child? Even though he produced 4 children
outside.
You think because you've had children before that you think fertility is ongoing?
Absolutely.
Doesn't work that way.
These people don't really question these things sometimes. You know, you think, oh, I've had 4 children, so I'm fine. Oh, then it's a problem with the woman. The woman is fine. It's possibly just your karma that is killing you there because of what you're about to do or what is coming in front of you. So, my dear, buckle up. You're in for a bumpy ride.
It's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy.
In fact, anyone that tells it's going to be easy,
it's not.
It's not your friend.
You'll be outcasted, whatever.
You will be.
If they lock you up, take it.
Take it.
It's what it is.
Take it. Actually, they get ready to move.
Because the person that is going to really is going to kill him is your husband.
Your husband.
And the kids.
And the kids.
And please don't belittle the man and tell him that you love him. Don't.
Exactly.
That would be. If you come and tell that you know I love you, I really love you, just that don't. You see, is that what actually made me cringe? Was when you say you love your husband. You don't love that man. You don't love that man.
You will not
because you know. No. What do you know that's love? What do you know that's love? You don't love that man.
Because if you love someone, you wouldn't want to hurt them this bad. At least
let me tell you something. I'm very sorry, but you were just a proper, you know what the word, Oyibo used the word scrounger. You were just scrounging the man. You have no love for him. You don't like him. You just used him for your own selfish gains. And that's what it is. And you don't say that. So don't tell me you love. That's adding more fire to the kerosene.
They don't insult the man by telling him that you love him. And then you want to threaten that you commit suicide. And then what?
And then what?
And then leave your children.
Do those children to suffer? They've lost their mom and they've lost their dad.
That you committed. To come and suffer that they didn't ask to be born. You went to look for them.
Exactly.
So now you want the children to still carry on suffering. And they will be the one to carry the bad name that you have left.
And if you're a Christian, which you probably are, you thank God. I mean,
my sister, so like we said though, let's not go overboard with this because emotion will run wild. But I think you will have to face this. You will have to have the conversation. You will have to take the hardship of the conversation. You're going to take the criticism. Your children might probably even hate you more. So, but anyway, until
next time. And she should try and get counseling as well.
Bye.
Before that as well.
Thank you.